Shit, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Fukitai.
Fukadai.
That's some good shit, man.
We ain't never got. We're gonna just rock for a minute.
Oh man. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is North Lane, one of the greatest rock bands ever.
100.
If this don't get you in the feels, I don't know what will. You want to know something, Jaron?
What's that?
I don't understand why more people don't listen to rock. I mean, I really don't get it because it's used for so many moods, and you can use it for so many things.
Absolutely. Shit. Oh man, I'm so glad you said. I'm so glad you told me to play this song, bro.
I told you, man. This shit's so hype, bro.
I'm so glad.
This song is so fucking hype, man.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a hype ass night too. So I hope y'all fucking ready.
Hey,
hey, what's that?
Hey, yeah. Hey, I mean,
right. I'm gonna stop it there. Welcome, people, because that shit got me. I'm already like I'm re-juiced up for this shit. I'm ready to go now. Shout out to North Lane for the fucking masterpiece of a track.
Yes.
It's called It's called Masquerade for those of the people who were interested. We clearly like it. Anyway, welcome to the Contemporary Comrades podcast. It's your boy Heavy J, Sir Heaviness, Sir whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? To my left this time, I have the curator, the purveyor, the creator, the innovator, the motivator of the motherfucking half-ass podcast. I could have came up with some more shit, but you know, I gotta save some of that. I gotta keep some shit in the bag. Look, Hap is blowing up. This man got Cass burning his back pocket up right now.
I just got done watching the Disney Investors Day event live, and man, let me tell you, not just how committed I am to this podcast, but how much Jaron means to me. Pause. Got to put a pause in there, because there's so many things I could be podding about right now over a hat. But I came over here. I want to be over here tonight because we have some important shit we have to talk about tonight. We have some important stuff that we need to get out to you guys because there are you guys are committed just like we are to this podcast because you guys keep coming back and watching us. So again, first of all, thank you, and I hope you guys are ready for an amazing ride tonight here on Contemporary Comrades.
Definitely. And I also want to shout out all the new subscribers we got here recently. Shout out to y'all if any of y'all happen to be watching. Thank you for the support. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Helping that algorithm out for a couple of brothers, you feel me?
Absolutely.
But yeah, we got some shit to talk about tonight, man. Before we get into that, if you're just joining in, welcome. Make sure you hit the like and if you're not subscribed, subscribe already. You know what I'm saying? Do all that good shit. If you want to join in a discussion, links in the description. As always, with us, at least for now, until we, who knows, we might some shit might end up popping off. Who the fuck knows? But anyways, yeah, man, let's get right the fuck into it. So, something just happened on this platform that we're on right now, streaming live on right now, that actually directly affects us. And not only does it directly affect us, it's a blatant censorship, and it's a blatant just muffling of one side of thought, like basically like one. How do you put it? So if we're talking left-right paradigm, they pretty much just took the right and muffled them and shut them the fuck up. So as you can see here, this is from Deadline.com. YouTube says it will start removing videos that claim the presidential election was rigged. Yes, it is here. It is here. This is what we pretty much knew would happen. We didn't necessarily mention too much about it but we did have a censorship episode in the archives, and we talked about YouTube censorship, believe it or not. So this isn't our first go around with this, and this isn't YouTube's first go around with this. Let's read a little bit. So YouTube said on Wednesday that they would remove misleading content about the results of the election, including. Now, listen, let me read that again. I ain't finished the first fucking sentence. YouTube said on Wednesday it will remove misleading content, quote unquote. There's no quotes in this article, but I'm adding quotes to that shit because y'all know the fuck why. About the results of the presidential selection, including claims that the outcome was shaped by widespread fraud. The platform has been criticized for allowing content to proliferate with unsubstantiated claims and conspiracy theories advanced by such media outlets as One America News Network, personalities such as Lou Dobbs, and by President Donald Trump. In a blog post, YouTube noted that they Tuesday marked the safe harbor deadline in the selection, or the date by which state-level challenges are supposed to have been resolved. More importantly, enough states to certify the results to confirm Sleepy Joe Biden as Electoral College victory.
It's crazy how they say, I don't mean to cut you off here, but it's crazy how they say, okay, they basically said, hey, look, all the states are supposed to have their voting problems resolved by Tuesday. They're supposed to be. Not saying that they are, but they're supposed to be, right?
Right.
So they're coming out with this rollout with this new, not format for YouTube, but these new regulations and whatever and practices for YouTube. I don't understand how you can say, okay, all the states supposed to have their problems, solved by Tuesday. If not, doesn't matter. We're still going to take your shit off of YouTube. We're still going to essentially, to me, the way I look at it, they're going to essentially take off your hard work, erase your hard work. If you come out and say, hey, look, here's why I think the presidential election here in 2020 was rigged. Obviously, we've been saying that for how long? At least I've been saying that for how long? Like legit that it's rigged. That people should know that it's rigged. I mean, because you've been saying it's rigged, for a long time. But I've been out there trying to tell people, like, look, man, you don't even have to look at all the details. Just think about the Electoral College, period. Like, to me, that's rigging. You're telling people their votes count, and they don't. You're literally saying they don't. And here's the funny thing, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We'll get more into it.
Go ahead.
It's to me, it's fascinating because, again, I hate how someone literally on HAP, on the comment section of one of my videos, tried to say that I was a Trump supporter by something that I said nothing political, by the way. And I'm thinking to myself, like, people are stupid. I'm not a Trump supporter. Never have been, never will be. It's just that if the Democrats lost, they would be saying it's rigged.
Right.
If they went by majority vote. But they didn't go by majority vote. They went by electoral vote. And guess what Democrats are doing now? Ha ha, in your face, blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, all right, cool. They do that to Republicans. Cool. I get it. But at the same time, they have to sit there and look at this and say, look, all this stuff going on with the election, like, how do you guys not see what they're doing? That's the only thing that concerns me with and I hadn't even touched on the YouTube part yet of what they're trying to do, or
Right.
what they, not even what they're trying to do, what they're doing. But I just don't understand it, man. I just don't get it. I don't get how people can look at the election period and say, I don't know that this election is not rigged. And by the way, if you say it's rigged, because now YouTube's saying, if you say it's rigged, now we're going to take you off. But yeah. Sorry, again, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, all good, bro.
I had to get off my chest.
All good, bro. It needed to be fucking said at that moment. So I feel you. So this is a quote from YouTube's blog post. It says, the safe harbor deadline, which is where Corn just talked about, where state level challenges are supposed to have been resolved, was Tuesday. So YouTube says, given that, we will start removing any piece of content uploaded today or anytime after that quote unquote misleads people by alleging that widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential selection, in line with our approach towards historical U.S. presidential selections. YouTube said that. So they say, for example, we will remove videos claiming that a presidential candidate who won the selection due to widespread software glitches or counting errors. We will begin enforcing this policy today and will ramp up in weeks to come. As always, news coverage and commentary on these issues can remain on our site if there's sufficient education, documentary, scientific, or artistic content. Do you see what this is? Look. I got news for people who are watching tonight. You know what's happening right now? You know what's actually happening right now? We're being led to pasture. We're being led out to pasture. And pasture, you know what pasture is in this whatever the fuck you call it?
Gun to the back of the head.
Yes.
On our knees.
And want to know,
blindfolded.
While we will have willfully given away all of our inherent rights and freedoms as human fucking beings. Period. These people, look, if you've studied natural law, these people can't do this shit without people wanting it. Period. We are part of the problem. These people cannot, you can't shake off the bad energy if you do this shit without people wanting it. This is really a fucking symptom of the mind control. And people are wanting their own demise. People are wanting their own slavery. People are wanting their own censoring.
Now more than ever.
More than fucking ever. People are wanting jabs and for the itis. That, don't even get me. We'll get into that later. People are wanting more just inherent, like right crushing, just like soul crushing things to be done to themselves. And this is really just a symptom of that. This is more of the same shit from this platform that we do. I do like, look, I like YouTube. If I didn't like YouTube, I wouldn't fucking use it literally as probably one of my main sources of media. If not the main. I wouldn't say the main, but one of my main sources of media. Now, granted, I do a lot of research. That's not necessarily media. But yeah, if I want to just watch some shit, it's mainly on YouTube. So trust me, I like YouTube a lot. But this I don't like. I don't like this. I wouldn't like this no matter if I was a Democrat or a Republican or whatever the fuck. Because this isn't good for anybody. Especially when honestly there is there are. I gotta say this. I gotta touch on this lightly, but there are things presented on either side of this argument that that alone will make you not consider this, basically bullshit. Like, I see things on both sides of this whole, selection argument here about if it was fraudulent or not. On both sides, to at least keep the conversation going. But again, that's not what they want. They say, okay, look, it did its time. we'll stop your side of the argument, but we'll keep this other side of the argument going, unless it's from the same media companies who we dabble with, anyway. Anyways, I'll keep reading. So YouTube says that since September, they have terminated over 8,000 channels and thousands of quote unquote harmful and misleading selections related videos for violating the existing policies. They say the platform says that over 77% of the videos were taken down before they reached 100 views. Wow. You see why we said this affects us directly?
Yeah.
Do y'all see why now? And we ain't even on this tip, really. We ain't really even on the whole election fraud shit tip. You know what I'm saying? That's not, people do have whole channels dedicated to that shit. I know one content creator I like in particular rebranded his entire channel to be a politically centered conservative channel. And that's all he was talking about every day was that. He had to take down 3.5, 4 months worth of videos, bro.
Which is crazy, man.
Talking 8-10K views a video, bro. Easy. 600-700 live viewers type shit. Done with this. So people that I watch who put legit arguments up and put legit things up, they've gotten attacked by this. So it says here, Trump and his supporters have lost dozens of legal challenges, a case, which is not a lie. A case brought by a group of Republican lawmakers challenging absentee ballots in Pennsylvania in an effort to overturn the will of voters there was rejected by the Supreme Court. Trump is now backing a lawsuit brought by the Attorney General of Texas in which he is seeking to overturn the results in 4 swing states where the results have been certified in favor of Biden. And I think that number has actually gone up to 17 states now that are backing that. So he's got a little army behind him of folks who are not giving up until it's too late to give up, which really is only a few weeks away. Because
once January
20th, if January 20th hits,
so they got a month, a solid month,
Yeah.
maybe and a half, or a month and 10 days. So,
and what did we say? What cast was that? Where we said, I played out the. I remember this. I played out the scenarios. I don't know if it was the pre-election cast or if it was the live stream, but I played out the fucking scenarios of how long. Like I remember, I pulled up the article. Well, just the from the government or whatever, and it said when like the specific dates of when things have to be done or else, and it ultimately would come to a point where a Supreme Court would choose who the president is. That's the ultimate. If nothing else comes of it, but by January 20th, we will know something.
Yeah,
I guarantee that. But anyway, and then it says Trump tweeted on Wednesday, overturn. So YouTube, man, I tell you, we kind of rambled on it while I was reading the article, but this is damaging. This is damaging shit right here. This is damaging shit. This is one of the bigger censorship. Now you could argue that the whole fact checking bullshit is worse, you could say. But really, I think this might be worse because we all know how loose the algorithm is on this platform. We all know how free-spirited the algorithm can be on this platform. And not to mention they have actual human beings sitting here and checking over videos on a constant basis as well. So when they say they can ramp this shit up, they mean they can ramp this shit up quick. They're basically putting channels and shit in files and filing channels away for certain types of shit and opening up that folder and saying, all right, which one of these we going, you know what I'm saying, flip a coin or whatever, spin a wheel or whatever the fuck. You violated this part of the algorithm. Oh, their light lit up. All right, delete. Oh, that video. Oh, your whole channel's about this? Delete. It said 8,000 channels and thousands more videos of quote unquote harmful and misleading videos. So that eliminates freedom of choice and freedom of speech on the platform. Because people can just choose not to watch the shit. Or and they're saying, no, we're just not going to let you say it. You know, you look concerned.
No, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure you were done, so I could.
Yeah. I'm done.
Again, we know what they're doing. We know what they've been trying to do all this time.
For sure.
Again, would I say that YouTube has not given us a hint in the past, I don't know, or for the past 5 years? Do you know that they're leaning towards this way? I mean, look at Facebook. I mean,
right.
Them and Facebook are in cahoots, right? Somewhat. So we've seen what Facebook does. I don't have a Facebook. You don't have a Facebook, but we know people that have Facebook. Mm-hmm. And we know that Facebook, for ever since maybe spring, they've been deleting people's what do you call them? Not tweets, post, right? Post, yeah. So they've been deleting people's posts, saying that it's fraudulent, saying that it's misleading information. All right, if Facebook, if you can't resonate with Facebook, if Facebook doesn't really make my point in terms of them taking down people's posts when talking about the election and talking about other things and saying that it's misleading information or the big word misinformation. Mm-hmm. Let me give you another example. Joe Rogan and Spotify. What happened as soon as he signed that Spotify deal for $100 million? What did Spotify say? Joe Rogan, we own you. Therefore, we're taking down half of your content because it includes misinformation.
Yep.
And everyone was shocked. Everyone was like, Joe Rogan, not our precious Jogan. But look what happened. Half of his stuff they took off of Spotify.
And you know what he did?
He fought back, of course, yeah. But in that one instance, he won. In that one instance, his videos came back up. But now look what's happening. There's certain guests that he can't have on. Now when you go to Spotify, their stuff's edited. Now I haven't sat down and watched an edited video, but I hear from word of mouth and from word of what we're talking about, YouTube and other YouTubers. I see them talking about that all the time. Joe Rogan, his video was edited. This part was edited out, blah, blah, blah. And we haven't heard a word from Joe Rogan. Nothing. Now, again, that's only one other example. Now look at what they've done, not just on Facebook, not just on Spotify, but on Twitter. What have they done? Celebrities have deleted their entire accounts because Twitter pretty much muted them. Twitter has pretty much said, look, we're going to give you a slap on the hand this time. They're going to give you another slap on the hand, and then you're going to be done.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't even do that anymore. They just take down your whole thing. They take down your whole channel. Like they said, 8,000 channels terminated.
Since September.
That's a lot of hard work. I don't care. Now, there are some people that don't put any work into their channels. They just have a channel, and it counts as a YouTube channel. But there's some people that actually, there's a lot of people, and I guarantee you, maybe half of those 8,000 channels were actual serious YouTubers, were actual people that were serious about what they were doing. And to me, just taking down their channel without warning because of harmful and misleading elections-related videos and violating their policies. Let me tell you something. I hate reading policies just as much as everyone else. And I'm not going to lie, 9 times out of 10, I don't even read them. I'm just being honest. This changes the game for me for a lot of things. I'm saying in terms of streaming, it's making me change my mind. I need to start reading what I'm just hitting accept on or agree on. There are things that we need to do. And hell, me and Jaren are preaching to the choir. We are YouTubers. Like we're podcasters. Like we're two guys that sit in front of a camera and with a microphone and talk. So 100%. So if we're doing that through YouTube, how do you think we feel? Now, again, it was a bit less. This is a bit less stressful than SoundCloud and trying to get people to actually invest more than just listening in SoundCloud. This is a lot better in terms of, in that sense, in terms of, the marketing side of it. But at the end of the day, we don't hear about SoundCloud muting people. We don't hear about SoundCloud doing this and doing that. And again, I'm not praising SoundCloud or ever. Fuck SoundCloud. But YouTube is the largest, and listen to me close, Jaren. YouTube is the largest social media platform in the world. Larger than Twitter, larger than Facebook, surprisingly, and Instagram. I wouldn't say put together, but it's larger than all of them. What happens, and like I said at the beginning of this cast too, we were not we, but I was watching the Disney the Disney Investors Day thing, right? Event today. Like right before it just finished, like 30 minutes before I got on here. Disney is the largest corporation, pretty much in entertainment at this point. And the reason why it can dictate who makes this, who gets that, what stories to tell, and while controlling the narrative. What's the oldest story in the book? It's that when who tells the story of the war? The winners, right?
Of course.
This is the same thing. YouTube is this big conglomerate. They can say and do whatever the hell they want. You want to know why? Because they control every single part of it. YouTube is behind the very same people that are pushing these agendas. Disney is in cahoots as well with the very same people that are pushing these agendas. Therefore, they have to push the agenda. YouTube has to push this agenda of, look, if you support so-and-so, you're racist. If you support such and such, you're a terrible person. You support, sexual harassment or sexual assault or something, right? Or if you watch so-and-so, or you listen to so-and-so's podcast, then you're automatically, a woman beater or some shit, right? Like it's one thing after another. And to me, it's so frustrating because now YouTube's saying, look, if you even so much as question the election, the results of the election, without warning, you are done. Without warning. We're talking about without warning. Your whole channel is done. I don't have the kind of software where I can just save everything that I record. So there's a lot of stuff that I am relying on YouTube not shutting down my channel, because if they do, I cannot recover from that.
Yeah.
This is concerning. Now, fortunately for Contemporary Comrades, we got Jaren. So Jaren backs up every, you save, and you pretty much save every episode. At least every episode that we've done on YouTube, or getting there at least when you told me.
Yeah.
But like, dude, some of us don't. Some of us don't have that luxury. I.e., me. I don't have that luxury with Hap. There's some people on YouTube that I've seen people on YouTube, and Jaren, I know you've seen more people on YouTube that have gotten their shit shut down and all their work gone.
Oh, 100%.
Or almost all of it gone. Hell, even half of it gone.
100%. Hell, we got a warning strike. We got our video axed right there on the spot for playing some Bill Burr shit.
Yep.
We've already been hit.
Yeah, and to think, this is someone that we want to work for. This is someone that we want to help represent.
Right.
By all means, I love taking advantage of YouTube, but I don't take YouTube for granted.
Right.
Every chance I get, I try and put more content on YouTube. But at the same time, man, like it's getting to the point to now where I'm like, fuck. At some point, and I'm not saying anytime soon, but at some point, am I gonna have to look at another fucking platform to put my shit on? Really?
The shit we talk about on here, yeah, probably.
Again.
Yeah.
And you know what? That part's not even, surprisingly, that's not even the hardest part about all of this. It's the fact that they're saying, look, if you're talking about anything in terms of this event that does not, because they're not saying elections related videos, they're saying harmful and misleading elections related videos. Yes. Well, what does harmful mean? What does misleading mean in terms of the elections related videos? You know what I mean? We don't know that, but YouTube sure as hell knows that, and they will not explain it to us. All they say is if you're supporting Trump, you're done. And again, I've never supported Trump, never will. But I'm a fucking veteran. I mean, I think everybody should have the freedom that people work hard for. There's people that work hard for the quote unquote the little bit of freedom that we actually do have, Jaren.
Right. Yeah.
Again, there's things that we take for granted. And I think now we're starting to realize, and as much as, and I hate saying, Democrats and Republicans, but as much as Democrats don't want to admit it, they feel it too. I have a lot of receipts, by the way, to back that statement up.
Okay.
But even Democrats hate the way that they've run this country into the ground. SJWs hate the way they've run this country, not even this country, the entire American culture into the ground.
Yeah.
And guess what happens once the American culture goes into the ground? What happens to the rest of the world? I don't know.
It follows suit.
Maybe the rest of the world's culture goes to shit too, i.e. SJWs, i.e. people saying, oh, this person's bad. I'm like, whoa. People from another country are saying that a president of the United States is a terrible person. I'm like, whoa. You don't even fucking what? But anyways, I know, Jaren, I'm getting into too much of a rabbit hole. I'm sorry, but I don't know, man.
It's all good.
This whole YouTube thing, it really concerns me because, again, I'm not even thinking, like, I am thinking about our channel and stuff, but like, not even thinking about our channel, just thinking about how a company can come out and say, if this is an open platform and we accept everyone of all beliefs, all religions, all creeds, all races, all opinions, all ethnicity, all this other shit, right?
Yeah.
But when someone actually utilizes it and someone is actually different, they don't have to look different than they don't have to look different. They don't have to act different, but the fact that they have a different opinion or a different view, now you are muting them.
Yep.
Facebook has done this for the longest time. Division has happened for the longest time in terms of people. And I'm tired of talking about division amongst people, but I mean, that's one of the main topics of this entire fucking podcast is how the fuck did we get here? And how the fuck can we fix it? Can it be fixed? And we learned a long time ago, it cannot be fixed. Because people, no matter how hard we try and sit here and try and change the way, and I'm not even saying change the way people think, but change the way people view things, but just change the way they kind of
view things. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not change their the way they think, but change their viewpoint a little bit. Like, get them to look into another view of something. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you can look into a globe on different sides. You know what I mean? You can look at something from a different side, and I think that, and without putting on someone else's shoes, per se, if you know what I mean, like without having to experience every other culture. So like, you can still look at other cultures. You can still look at the way somebody views the president. You could, and the only reason why I keep mentioning the president is because that's what YouTube is talking about. Yep. This is what YouTube's saying. Look, if you are in support of this person, your shit's gonna get smacked. And if you even question that things went wrong for a second in the election of 2020, your ass is getting axed.
Yep.
Bro.
Video deleted at best.
Bro. This is the problem with society, Jaron.
Oh, 100%.
This is the problem with society. Because now remember all the past 2 years, bro. The past 2 years we've talked about this. We've come a lot in the past. We've come a long way in the past 2 years, by the way. But
yeah, no, on this pocket, yeah.
The past 2 years we've talked about getting to this point. We're here. We're here now. To where they're saying, look, if you don't like what we think is good, we're taking you down. What kind of world do we live in now, bro? Because what if we said the past 2 years, even longer than that, just off record? We just started recording it 2 years ago.
Right.
But what have we been saying, Jaron, for the past 2 years? They are going to control the narrative now.
Oh yeah.
There's no more opinions. Like I said, they are like you said, they're leading us out to the pasture. And like I said, because I always have to go dark. Sorry, I just have a dark way of thinking things. That we're gonna get on our knees, they're gonna blindfold us, and they're gonna shoot us in the back of the head. Maybe not literally. Well, I wouldn't count that out though. But anyways, maybe not literally. But figuratively speaking, that's what they're doing to us.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing to these celebrities. Oh my, dude, I could go on for days about how this shit is so true. About how actors are not getting roles now because they don't depict what the character is. Or if you want to go a spot even further, now they're getting axed because of their religious reasons. They're getting axed because they believe maybe President Trump was a better president than Biden. And some people aren't getting, like, it's proven that some people are not getting work in the entertainment industry or in Hollywood because these big companies, these big production companies, they're super duper fucking SJW. Yeah. It's like PC. That's all we want. We want to silence you, and that's what YouTube is. We want to silence you, and thanks for staying here for 3 years under YouTube, but you just spoken at something that we don't like. You just created video, you just created content that we think that we have a different opinion of, and most people have an opinion of, and we don't like that, so we're gonna take your stuff down.
Yep.
Where's the fairness in that?
There is none.
We
gave it all away.
Like I said, man. They're controlling the narrative, bro. Like, YouTube is controlling the narrative, and I know I say it every single episode, but when is enough enough? When is enough enough, Jaron? When?
For me, it was a while ago. But for the masses, when is really enough enough? For the masses, I would have to say it would have to be when it's way too late. Like, I'm talking like you've already taken the you've already gotten your fucking your Great Reset chip in you. Now you've got all your information is out on the Internet of Things or whatever, or now you don't own anything. You know what I'm saying? Big Daddy corrupt government provides you with breakfast, lunch, dinner, your house, your car, your job, your title, your you know what I'm saying, your social status is rated via an app and in a ranking system.
Which we mentioned many times before that they've already started that in China.
Oh yeah,
like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, and then one day somebody's gonna just be like, "Holy shit, what happened?" And then they're gonna look around. They're gonna look to their left. They're gonna look to their right. They're gonna look down at their fucking arm glowing or some shit, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, I did all this because I got offended. Damn, I went along with this because, you know what I'm saying, I hated Trump. Or damn, I went along with all this because the Itis scared me to the point where I felt like I needed the vaccine. Or the Itis scared me to the point where, or not scared me, but the Itis, but because of the Itis, my job said you get this or you're fired. Or you can't go to this place or that place because you ain't had the jab.
Let's stop calling it jab, by the way. Please.
The stick. What the fuck they call it in the title? I can't even remember. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The stick. Stick and okay, yeah, shit. That you can't really not make that weird. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
But really though, like people are gonna look back at all these fucking decisions at some point. If you have any ounce of human being left in you, and this shit gets further, which it will do, because again, people are just drilling out the side of their lips and shit. If you have any ounce of human being left in you after all this shit's said and done, you will look back and you will say, "What the fuck did we let happen? What the fuck is going on? It'll be like I said, it'll be way too late at that point." But as long as you have human in you, and you're still somewhat human, you have a sentient mind, you can at least, have a thought pop up in your head, whether it's yours or not. You know what I'm saying? It'll be when it's too late. It'll be all that shit, man. We'll be long gone by the time the majority of people realize anything.
Yeah, once I realized that, we're gonna start viewing each other in like different frames and shit. Right. Like we're not even gonna know what we look like in this body anymore, because it's gonna be everybody's gonna be walking around with these. They're gonna come out with special glasses. They actually, as a matter of fact, they've already come out with smart glasses, and stuff like that. Like it's gonna be these frames. It's gonna be this person shows up as 480p or whatever the fuck. This person shows up as 1080p. Oh, they look so crisp. They look like it. Once I realized that we're gonna get to that point where we're not really viewing each other in like our own physical form, I was like, dude, because it does sound cool, and that's the way that's what people are gonna run with. That's what these companies are gonna run with. They're gonna say, hey, don't you want to look cool? Don't you want to change who you really are? I can get some other deeper shit of how people want to change who they really are, which is the obvious answer, of that, but any obvious example of that. Yeah. But we're, that's a whole different rabbit hole in itself, and YouTube. Yeah. But anyways,
about to say we want to have a channel at the end of the day.
Yeah. So
y'all know.
Yeah, it's already to the point where we even want to change who we are as a person, physically and everything else. So. We ourselves have been brainwashed into wanting our own identities different, changed, completely different. So why would we stop someone else from doing it if we're doing it to ourselves? That's the real question I want to ask you.
Why would we stop someone else doing that if we do it to ourselves? Exactly. That's why we're in the position we're in. Because the answer is we don't. We fucking don't. You and I don't do that to ourselves. But look what we're doing. Better than nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't say. I mean, two motherfuckers and our little circle of friends we got. We can't. We ain't gonna change the world like that. You know what I'm saying? It's 7, almost 8 billion people in the world. On this earth. So you know, you got to do what you can.
But
if
you
don't want to, if you're caught up in that paradigm, if you're in the matrix, but in the matrix, deep in the matrix, with what Corn's talking about, then you're there is no, there is no trying to stop people from doing something like that because you do it to yourself. Like there is no trying to say, hey, you probably shouldn't fall into that. You probably should just, instead of looking for external sources to figure out who you are, why don't you go back inside of yourself and look yourself in the fucking mirror and say who am I really?
Yeah,
and do that dirty work. You know what I'm saying?
And let me tell you something too. Life is strange too. Life is tough because I really found out who I really was when I'm at the bottom of the barrel, like when I'm eating shit,
For sure.
And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't go through this moment in life, and it's super crazy to me. I'm like, dude, like I feel like my life would probably be worse if everything did go right, the past couple years, because I haven't had that whole like reality check of like, okay, holy shit, this is the moment where I know, like, okay, boy to man, boom, like, I'm not saying like anytime recently, I'm just saying like within the past couple years, but like it's moments like that where people are not going to have because of stuff like YouTube and because YouTube has already become such a huge part of our everyday lives, including myself.
Oh yeah, same.
But again, to me, I think there's a difference though between people like us and the vast majority, because the vast majority, they don't know how to cut it off. They don't know how to, like, okay, I'm going to work, or okay, I'm going to school. I got to cut this part of my brain off, or I got to cut this energy off. People don't know how to do that anymore. And when people don't know how to do it anymore and they start letting it consume their entire lives, that's how we get the people that complain every chance they get about every little thing in the world. And it just so happens that they do it on social media. And once it got to that point, we knew exactly. We've been saying all this time, we knew exactly what was going to happen. YouTube are these people that run YouTube, and these people that endorse YouTube and live and die by YouTube are the very same. And again, I consume YouTube every single day. However, I know that I know how to turn it off. I know that it's not the end all be all. Although no matter how much they want to make it seem. But these very same people that are in YouTube or at YouTube, that are doing all this controlling and all this narrative switching and shit, the very same people that are doing it are the very same people that cried to Disney and cried to Marvel and said, "Oh, we need more color and representation and blah, blah," which is cool, it's fine, but we don't need all that shit we don't need all this shit forced down our throats all at once.
Right.
Again, I'm not going to go around about that, but I'm trying to make a point here. They're the very same people that cried about, oh, we want, diversity and all this other shit, and Marvel, which is cool and fine. But then as soon as it happens, the chick that got casted as Miss Marvel, who, by the way, is like an 11 or 12-year-old girl or some shit, they now turned on her because while she is Middle Eastern, she's a Canadian citizen. Let me say that again. They cried for diversity and all the other shit. And then they wanted Middle Eastern representation. Miss Marvel comes out. It's this 11, 12-year-old girl, whatever, that's playing Miss Marvel. Cool. But then all the same people that cried for diversity and all other shit said, oh, it's not a real Middle Eastern person because she's a Canadian citizen. Because she's Canadian. That's like that's basically like saying I'm like that. I'm like, there's no. She's still the actor, but it's a lot of controversy around it.
Wow.
So you're telling me that's like the same. That's like saying the same thing as like, oh, Chadwick Boseman isn't really African because he's from South Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. Literally the same thing.
He's not really black because he's from South Carolina. So we need a real African person. Like what? What? Like, again, we don't even know what we're crying about, bro.
That's what facts.
And now YouTube is so confused. They're like a confused fucking dog when it leaves the house and there's no leash on it and there's no electric fence. It's just running around looking for something to be mad at. It's like running around looking for something to bite, right? That's what it is.
Totally.
It's saying, look, we're gonna take your stuff out, but we don't know why we're gonna. I cannot tell you, and you know, Jan, you know better than me. How many people have tried to get their YouTube channels back and can't even get in contact with YouTube? Message YouTube, tried calling YouTube, did everything in terms of contacting YouTube. YouTube ain't gave a damn about their fucking channel, bro.
Fucking dozens.
Again, I don't want to rant too long on this, but I could go for a whole nother fucking hour on this bullshit. But I'm sorry, man. I just had to get a bunch of shit off my chest, bro.
You good, man? It is what it is. And again, you're saying shit that needs to be said at the end of the day too, right? So it's not like, trust me, you straight. The shit needs to be said, and that's why we fucking have this podcast, is because we both like this shit. This shit is deeper than just, oh haha, look at them stupid Republicans, or oh haha, you know, it's deeper than that.
Yeah,
way fucking deeper than that. And you know, somebody's got to fucking tell you why, and tell you what. And tell you what it is. Man, my final comments on this, man, are simple. Stop condoning censorship. Stop condoning bullshit. Stop condoning blatant violations of the inherent rights that we're given as human beings. Not just as Americans, but as human beings. And shit like this will stop happening. Basically. That's really all I gotta say at the end of that, man. Fucking YouTube, man. Jeez, man. Like it's one of them fucking abusive relationships, bro. Fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you could end my life at any time, but damn, like,
but I'm gonna still keep coming.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna come back tomorrow, bro. It's like a job. It's like, right. You know, fuck this shit, but I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow.
Right. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Crazy as shit, man. But they know that, and that's why they do this shit. They'll snipe. They'll just go ahead and snipe your ass. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that warning that we got on this channel stays there forever. It doesn't go away. You can never go back to not having a warning.
It was like a 90-day period, no?
No. Done. It's there. Now the strikes are different. The strikes do revert, but the warning is there.
Oh, so what we got was a warning? I thought we got a.
Yeah, we did. No, next time if we get fucked up again, we can't post or do anything for a week. That's a strike. And if we get 2 strikes, channel's done. Yeah, they don't fuck around, bro.
Well, we've been playing ball before that and after that, so I think we're good. Right,
I think we're all right now, yeah. But you know, with this new shit, we definitely have to tighten up a little bit. We've gotten away with not being so popular, but we'll probably have to, you know, tighten the reins a little bit, maybe. But anyways, damn, YouTube. Anyway, next topic, man. So, shit. So I'll let.
This thing said, you're like, yeah, we're gonna have to, you know, still top of our game.
Yeah, right. Maybe.
No. Yeah, we can't afford to lose this channel. Man. We can't afford
no. But anyways, no, we definitely can't. But anyways, motherfucking Jemelle Hill. And if you don't know who Jemelle Hill is, she was a former ESPN analyst. I guess you could call her an analyst. Really just an annoying talking head. Who really did not know much about the sports.
Annoying talking head.
But
that's a new one. This dude.
Nonetheless, she has a she has a show since she left ESPN with I don't even know the other chick's name. I'd never even heard of her.
Uh, I might be able to find the name. And
Dang, I
no,
forgot.
I just keep saying Jemelle Hill's name.
Yeah,
I think it was like Chelsea something or something like that, wasn't it?
I think so.
Or
Yeah.
Michelle something. Yeah, I can't even find the damn. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But anyways, they made some. So now I don't know if you know Logan Paul. Sorry, Jake Paul. I always fucking do that. I mean Jake and say Logan. Anyway, Jake Paul fought Nate Robinson, who was an NBA player, former NBA player. He had what 3 not, and this they fought at the undercard of the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight. So basically, Jake Paul knocks Nate Robinson out. Jake Paul is a white guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, I think. You know what I'm saying? White dude. Nate Robinson is an NBA player, black dude, et cetera, et cetera. Nate Robinson called Jake Paul out initially to even do the fight. They fight. Jake Paul has years of experience, of course, with Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson gets knocked the fuck out in like the first or second round. I think the first round.
Yeah, went in head first.
Yeah, literally went in head first.
Yeah.
And if if anybody out there who happens to listen to this likes boxing or is a boxing fan, horrible display by Nate Robinson. Now, granted, I give him his credit. He got in there in the ring with somebody who's, I would argue that Jake Paul is a fairly seasoned boxer at this point. He's got years in the game. His form looked really good, in my opinion.
His form is really, really good.
Yeah, he looked really good in the ring. And so you can't discount Jake Paul's credibility as a boxer at this point, in my opinion. In what little fights he has had, but that's beside the point. Anyways, he knocks him out with a fucking overhand right, cold. Dude was out before he hit the canvas, like real talk. And of course, with the climate of today, you have all this racism bullshit. And it gets perpetuated here. So let's let this is Jemelle Hill right here. Let's let Jemelle Hill talk about it.
To be honest,
can you hear it? Can you hear it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because why? I'll tell you why. And this is our question of the week. We saw what happened to Nate Robinson, so I'm going to ask Jake Paul right here in front of America. Jake. Considering where we are right now in our racial conversation in America, was what you did to Nate Robinson racist?
That is the question of the week.
Man.
Nah, stop playing with me. Come on.
Listen, Jake, it's a sensitive time right now. We just had to witness a white man just knock a black man smooth out in front of all of America. So that's why I asked that. But just tell us about that moment real quick, because it looked like Nate was asleep before he ever even hit the canvas.
Yeah, I mean,
she said that too.
At the end of the day, boxing's a sport, and you train to win, and that's what I went in there and did, and I worked hard for this, and Nate is the one who called me out originally. So
I think he's frozen.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay,
my Wi-Fi is unstable, like my relationship.
I'm
So
dead.
let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
First and foremost, was it racist to knock a black man out? That is the question of the
No,
week.
stop asking me that. I said no.
It's not racist.
It's a shitty question. It's a sport.
Why is it a shitty question? Why is it a shitty question?
Because how does this have anything to do with race? It doesn't.
It's a fine question. We got to wake you up. You got to be a part of this conversation.
That's right.
Because if you
hear this shit?
Oh,
You know what? He just hit himself harder than Nate Robinson ever hit him.
yeah.
And then she gonna ice him. Come on, fam. Oh, Carrie and Jemelle. Yeah. Come on, fam. Like, so what we have, oh my god, just shit like this, man. I like it. Y'all saw the video. Y'all saw the people in the video, and y'all heard what the fuck was said in the video. Look, boxing is a sport. Dude got knocked out. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? How many? Look. See, this is the problem. I could go on a boxing. I could go on a boxing rant right now about how this is the problem that boxing as a sport is being sold out with all these stupid ass fucking exhibition fights. But I'm not even going to go there with the shit because that's the only reason why this shit even fucking happened. I'm not even going to go there with the shit. This ain't half-ass. No diss, of course. But you got two black women sitting here trying to get a white dude to say that him knocking a black dude out is racist. What in that is not racist? And then at the end, they ice the black dude who got knocked out. So what are you really doing? What are you really what point are you trying to make? So you're not on the black man's side because he was out before he hit the canvas. You slapped yourself harder than he even hit you. But is it racist that you knocked out a black man in a sport where people knock people out? Fam.
And he called him out on it too and said,
yeah, he did.
It's a terrible fucking question. And by the way, whenever you're interviewing someone and they say that's a terrible question, don't try and justify your question.
No, don't. You're done.
You move on to the next question. You're
done at that point.
This makes no sense to me. Again, do we really like? At the end of the day, bro.
Oh man,
I love black women,
of
but
course.
Man, is it fucking hard? Like seriously, like. Why do we keep having shit like this happen? Why do we keep having the breakdown of black men? And then on top of that, then you want to start saying that Jake Paul knocking out what's his name
Nate Robinson
is somehow racist. You can't even twist and turn that to any kind of way, bro.
And
what
then,
the fuck?
Yeah, and then she turns around and gives Nate Robinson no props. Like, how you gonna act like you're gonna back him up and then not give him any props? Because I watched a little bit more of that, and they gave him no props. So I say Jake Paul gave Nate Robinson more props than they did, and you can see it in the little clip, the little 2-minute clip. He said, "Look, he called me out. Boxing's a tough sport. It is what it is. Like people get knocked out every day, B."
Yep. I'll never understand how women, not even just black women period, man, how women period just don't. They don't comprehend it. Like they're like, stop reaching,
Right.
Stop reaching. Like
Right.
this is a massive fucking reach for no reason. By the way,
Right.
this wasn't like Floyd and Conor McGregor where it was like, could Conor McGregor be racist? Like that was somewhat of a question. It like not even a full like question to even pay attention to, but that was like a somewhat little sub question that a lot of black people were asking going into that fight with Conor McGregor and Mayweather. But the fact that it was a white dude and he just so happened to knock out a black dude in a boxing match, a sanctioned boxing match.
Yeah.
and you're gonna sit there and ask her to say, well, what's that dude? What's the only black dude to ever race in NASCAR that's not even black? What's his name? Bubba Wallace, right?
Wallace, yeah.
If Bubba Wallace lost a race to fucking, I don't know, Jeff Gordon, I don't even know if that dude even races anymore. That's the only dude if he lost a race to Jeff Gordon or Kyle Busch or somebody, right?
Yeah, Dale Jr., whoever. Yeah.
Would Jemelle Hill and whatever cunt that was on that show with her sit up there in front of cameras while being recorded and ask that same dumbass question to Kyle Busch?
Right.
Would they? Would they sit up there? Let's say Aaron Rodgers and the Packers beat Russell Wilson and Seattle Seahawks. Would Jemelle Hill then sit in that chair? And let me remind you, people, this isn't the first time Jemelle Hill has caught fire from me personally.
True.
While on this platform.
True.
I've known that she's been one of those crazy witch people up there at ESPN, and they got her to fuck out of here like they should have. And now she gets her platform on Vice, which is cool. Cool, you got your bag, cool. But then she acts a fool again.
Yeah. She is clearly a troublemaker. Oh, I got another.
Would she sit up there? Would she sit up there and ask the same question to Aaron Rodgers? Is that racist that you and the Packers beat Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks because Russell Wilson is black and he's a quarterback? Nigga, what? You know what? I'll go even further. Would they ask Rob Gronkowski, the tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, would it be racist if he outran the Miami Dolphins cornerback? The fact that he outran him and caught the ball and got a touchdown, would that be racist? So why the fuck would you ask Jake Paul if him fighting in a sanctioned match, a sporting event, is racist because he won?
No, it's because he knocked him out. So that's the racist part. So if we're playing that game, is it racist that Mike Tyson knocked out how many white dudes in his 40-something knockouts?
Oh no, it can't be racist.
Oh, right.
White people, right?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here, man. The fuck out of here, man. This is the same shit we were talking about with the last topic, or with the first. Well, I should say the first topic, the topic before this. Like, we were literally talking about how petty this shit is. Like, how people try and take a narrative and spin it into something totally different.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's try and I really like I don't think people really comprehend how sickening these people think. How sickening these people really are. The fact that for you to have a platform on that kind of platform, you have to plan ahead of time. The fact that her and that other cunt that are on that platform decided to sit up there and ask that stupid ass question.
Yeah.
How are they not fired, bro? How are they not? I discredit, and I discredited Jemelle Hill a long time ago. I think a lot of women take advantage of the fact that they're women and they can just try and pretty much bully their way into journalism. She's one of those people. She's one of those people that just, I'm a woman and I'm a black woman, so I deserve it, blah, blah, blah. And I did my time, blah, 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 blah. But you still suck as a journalist. You were a moderator for 5 years and you tried to act like you were like in the starting lineup. No, fam. People only knew your name because you were on the same television as Stephen A. Smith and old dude Skip Bayless. You weren't shit though. We know your face, but that's about it.
Right.
So now you have your own platform and you still want to act a fool. You get your own platform and how does this not discredit her? Somebody please tell me. Somebody please tell me how this does not discredit Jemelle Hill.
Because racism, because social justice, because she's asking the tough questions, because she's doing what's best for her community while simultaneously stepping on a member of her fucking community at the end of the clip. Oh wait, I forgot. That doesn't matter because he's a black man. I forgot.
Yeah, and the shot she took at Nate the shot that she took at Nate Robinson would not mean a thing if they had a normal interview, and in the end he hit himself in the face, and she was like, you know what, you just hit yourself harder than Nate Robinson hit you. Ha ha ha. Again, that was clever, but I was already kind of pissed at her. I was already pissed at them before they even made that joke. So I was like, to me, I was just like that wasn't even needed. Because now you're trying to spin a narrative, and this is what really gets me, because this is kind of like how walkbacks work, Jaron, in the entertainment industry. Act number one. She gets on there, or they both of these cunts get on there. And no, I'm not going to stop calling them cunts, because to me, I feel like you deserve to be called that by doing something this stupid. Okay. Because again, when you're on that kind of platform, you represent more than just yourself. Just saying. So they're gonna sit up there. Strike one, act one. They're gonna sit up there and ask that stupid ass question, that stupid ass racist ass question, right? He gives them a chance. To not continue. He says, "Look, how is that racist? It's not racist. I'm not a racist. It was a boxing match. I won. He lost. I knocked him the fuck out. That's what it is.
It's the sport."
Act number two. They sat up there, and I can go back to the video too. They sat up there and still continued to try and ask him if it was racist. Hey, Jaron, can you share my page? Can you share my thing for a minute?
Sure, bro.
Am I up?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. So I want to go back to this.
That is the question of the week. Bad.
So he gives him the chance.
Look, stop playing with me. Look.
Because he thought he legit, and you know what's funny? Before I even say this, after the fight, I became a fan of Jake Paul, because I went and watched some of his training videos, and I was like,
"Oh, he's legit."
If anybody can work that hard for something that is like their number two career, like their backup, quote unquote backup plan, or like a hobby, and he actually has a hobby as a career,
yeah,
bro. Kudos to Jake Paul. Like him and his brother have. I mean, although they come from money, that's no secret.
Right.
But I'm not gonna hate. I can't hate. I'm fucking 27 years old, struggling still, but hustling, trying to make it. I'm not gonna hate on somebody that's already there.
Hell no.
You know, so I mean, you know, it's not here. I don't really care for their content, but you know, as from the other stuff that they do and their adventures and their hobbies and shit, some of the same stuff I do, some of the same hobbies I have. So yeah, of course, you know, cool. But even after this fight, I became a little bit of a Jake Paul fan. But after this interview, man, I wouldn't say I'm a Jake Paul fan, but I'm a fan of Jake Paul, if that makes sense. I admire him. He's pretty cool. And I respect him, most importantly. And that's one thing that I can't say about Jemelle Hill and this other Carrie bitch. That I'm not, nor do I respect them, and nor do they even respect Jake Paul, because they continue with this stupid fucking narrative. So now, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, good point. They didn't respect anybody else that they were talking about in this video was not respected whatsoever. Whatsoever.
And you know, and now we're gonna go to act number two, because it is their second act of unkindness.
Like she cares about black men.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Just knock a black man smooth out. Like you really gave a fuck.
Took the words right out of my mouth, man. Pause. Because literally, you're gonna sit up here and look at her face right now. She cracking up.
She knows she bullshit.
Let me go back to the last statement the last comment she just made. I'm gonna run this back for a minute. because I want you all to really listen to what the fuck she just said and the little smirk and laugh she just had. But if you know what, I ain't even said. Just I'm gonna play this. Oh, I'm sorry. Short ass video.
I know, right?
Had to witness a white man just knock a black man smooth out in front of all of America.
Chuckling.
Knock a black man smooth out in front of all of America.
Looking like Oprah Jr. Now, if this is not a problem, what is? If this is not a problem, what is? She literally laughed, knocking a white man knocking a black man out in front of all of America.
So
it wasn't even about that, and you're making it about that.
Exactly.
And you're laughing on top of that. Oh my God.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy? So the difference between this fight, just real quick, and then I'll let you play some more. The difference.
No, you're good.
The difference between this fight and say the Mayweather McGregor fight is that they're both professionals and they're both high respected, but B, I guess nobody got knocked out. So everybody was expecting if there was going to be a knockout, they were going to say Conor was going to knock out Floyd. Floyd's got an iron chin, and he showed it. That's why he won the fucking fight, and also because he just outboxed Conor. But anyway, But look what happened. They tried to do this same sort of race bait bullshit with that fight. And you know what happened? Both the fighters sat there and hugged right in the middle of the ring and did all that shit, and it blew all of it out of the water. It blew all of it over. None of that shit stuck anymore at that point. None of it.
Yep.
In this situation, one of the competitors was not able to do such a thing. So they were able to take it to that level. And you could tell by the energy, just like the energy, it sounds weird to say, but the energy on like media and shit about the shit. And like just kind of like the way the spin was behind. I don't know, it was just something about it just was different after the outcome of that quote unquote black versus white fight versus the other quote unquote black versus white fight. And yes, they are portraying them ever so subtly as black versus white fights.
Yes, which to me it's nasty, man.
Well, when you're trying to get a country to go at war with itself, you got to do what you got to do, right? you got to racialize everything, right?
Yep, and you have to be a black woman, and you got to be out there with your other black friend that just so happens to be a woman, and sit up there and criticize black men like they love doing on television and in front of a camera. Black women love bashing black men for some reason. I'm not saying all, obviously. I'm not one of those people that all they all want to bash us. No, nothing like that. But to me, this happens way more than I'm comfortable with. I'm sorry. To me, like it's like, how can we get ahead when we're always the fucking? And again, I'm not even saying get ahead of everyone else. I'm like, damn, our own women won't even give us a fucking chance in front of company, pretty much.
And here's the thing. It's gotten to the point where now the men are doing the same shit that the women are doing. So now you got both sides
fighting each other,
just fighting each other.
And then let me tell you something else, Jen. And I don't because if I go any further down it, this could be a whole rabbit hole in itself. But
it really
I'm kind of saving that one for the whole nigga cast.
Yeah,
the broadcast. We should probably start renaming that the broadcast. You know what I mean? YouTube. But you go back to a couple weeks ago. Remember when I texted you when I was watching the Gucci Mane and Jeezy bout, the versus battle?
Yep.
And this is years and years in the making between these two, right? But people were talking about it for months, ever since the whole versus battle thing started, and they were saying, "What if Gucci and Jeezy?" Obviously, it was the most watched versus battle like ever.
Of course.
But versus only been out for not even a year.
Right.
But it was millions and millions of people watching. At the end of that, they both pieced it out. I mean, they both pieced it up and said, "Hey, look, the bigger picture is bigger than the both of us. Like, it's bigger than the issues we have." He's like, "We came together on one night and we made it seem like we were beefing, like we're beefing because we've been beefing for all these years.
Right.
But you gotta remember, they were cool at first, then they started beefing, and then now they're cool again. But they let the whole world know, hey man, we're cool again. If we can piece it up and be homies and be cool, everyone else can too. Everyone celebrated that for one night. After that, it was on to the next beef, rap beef, right? But what would have happened? How much longer would people be talking about Jeezy and Gucci if they didn't piece it up?
Oh,
If
still.
they kept jabbing at each other like they were doing all night before they fooled everyone and said, "Hey, we was fucking with y'all. We've been cool."
Right. Still.
You know,
Still be talking.
like we feed off of this negative energy, bro, and I don't understand it. Maybe I'm built different, but I never understood. Now, I'm not stupid as a YouTuber, obviously. I know the negative videos get way more attention than the positive ones.
Yeah.
In a positive way and a negative way. But you know, again, I know negativity means money. I get it. Or you know, when people go on rants and shit, I get it. That's not why I do that, by the way. But it's just this shit really does aggravate me. I don't understand how you can sit up here and say, "Oh, is this racist? Is that racist?" Like I will never understand that logic. However, let's go on. Let's go on to Act 2.
So that's why I asked that. But just tell us about that moment real quick, because it looked like Nate was asleep before he ever even hit the campus.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we train for. You know, at the end of the day, boxing's a sport.
He goes back to boxing,
Exactly.
trying to get away from that question, and goes back to boxing.
And you know, you train to win, and that's what I went in there and did. And I
Gave him another leeway.
You know, Nate is the one who called me out originally. So
I think he's frozen.
Can you hear me now?
And then they act like they couldn't hear him when you could clearly hear him.
unstable, like my relationship.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Start from the beginning. Okay. Act number 3.
And foremost, was it racist to knock a black man out?
They asked the question a second time. And this time it's cunt number 2. it's cunt number 2 that asked it this time.
Nigga,
Because
I thought you were
apparently
censoring
they
this.
just might get a different answer this time. He answered the first time, but they were insistent to ask a second time.
That is the question of the
Stop asking
Jaron, did you know?
What's that?
It's the question of the week.
me that. I said no.
It's not racist.
It's a shitty question. It's a sport.
Why is it a shitty question?
He didn't even answer it. Or I guess he said no.
Act number 4. Why is it a shitty question? I don't know. Maybe because it's racist in itself to ask, is it racist that you beat your opponent?
You're right.
That's 4 acts already. That's 4 strikes already. Like
If they had a YouTube channel, that shit would have been done.
no, it wouldn't have.
Oh right, we know why.
YouTube would have put it on everybody's fucking feed. Would have put it in everybody's recommendations.
That's right.
Jake Paul is racist for beating Nate Robinson stupid. In those exact words too. Some shit like that. Guarantee it.
Oh man. Hey, look.
Nate Robinson's racist for knocking out a black man. Like in no context whatsoever. People will eat that shit up. So stupid.
Ridiculous. And shout out to Creed Link, man. Thanks for coming through, bro. Creed Link says nothing will happen to her though. Big facts.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Big facts.
Nothing's gonna happen. Because let me tell you, the only people that were outraged from this, who were the only people outraged from this? Yep, you guessed it. Black men.
The people with the least amount of voice ever.
Black men. Because whenever you open up our mouth, it's misogynistic. It's this, it's that. It's downgrading black women. But then every time a black woman steps in front of, I'm gonna say every single time. That's stupid for me to say. But you know, we've seen plenty of times where black women step in front of the camera, and it's something stupid that they say downgrading us black men.
Yep. Shout out to Creedling, man, for the comment.
Yeah, shout out Creedland, man. But yeah, nothing's gonna happen to her, man.
Nah, she'll
probably get
continue
promoted or
life
some
as-
shit. She'll probably become like CEO or some shit or something. I don't fucking know. So stupid.
Well, I mean,
dude. Like,
is that her? Is that show? I assume that show is not on her network.
no, that's on Vice. So she so
Oh,
you know,
right.
decent, like
She
decent
definitely.
Samaro
Yeah,
and all them. Yeah, they have like
definitely nothing happened to her.
Yeah.
No, she good. Advice. They encourage that type of bullshit advice. Don't get me started.
Now they do. Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yeah. they have for a past couple years. I mean, they have some real shit on their stuff, but yeah.
The Young Turks. You telling me
that
yeah.
That's what I said. The past couple, it's. I mean, because I'll admit to Vice. Like Vice has some
they have some good shit. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They got some good shit on there.
Yeah,
but that also gets to prevail.
Yeah,
and I mean prevail. Yeah, man, you pretty much said everything, man. Like, look, like this is just more of the same bullshit at the end of the day. With it's like the fact that they really simultaneously tried to, in their own twisted way, tried to take some sort of defense stance on black people while simultaneously talking down on the person that they're using to then make their statement. When in reality, the whole entire statement was what they're trying to talk down on, which is racist and racism. Like, do you see the fucking neurons are not firing right, man? I'm telling you, these people, we are brainwashed, bro. Like we are rewired, dog. Like I'm telling you.
But like, rewired to the point that we don't even know what we don't even know what we're getting mad about. Now we start like cherry picking about what we should get mad about. And it's like, okay, so again, we're saying that, like, how is this not, I'm not saying criminal, but I don't mean like criminal, like law criminal, but how is this not criminal to a company, to a business where you're accusing somebody, essentially, like in a light way, kind of like lightly accusing someone of being racist. Like you're literally asking them, are you racist for doing this? Because as far as I know, that wasn't a troll video.
No.
That was they were serious. Although they were laughing, they were serious.
No, the second chick, she didn't even laugh. She was like, "Is it racist?" And then just like
the question of the week,
like straight faced.
See, yeah.
And then and then
like,
you got
How do you have a job in entertainment? Like, how do you have a job in journalism? Period. How do you have a job on camera after asking that question?
As a sports journalist, at that. Anyways, I'll have no more to say about that, man. I have no fucking more to say about that. Do you want to talk about Nate Parker at all, man? Since we're still in this,
fuck it,
we're still playing in this racism sandbox.
Again, with the Nate Parker situation, I'm not too informed on, but there are a couple things that caught my eye. So Nate Parker, he had a trailer come out yesterday or 2 days ago about his new movie American Skin. It was a movie about I watched the trailer. It looked all right. I probably won't watch. I mean, I might watch it. It looks pretty cool, but it's just the premise of the story is kind of tiring because we keep getting films about this kind of stuff where it's like, okay, so I don't know if you saw the trailer or anything, Jaron, but
no,
it's he's it starts out where he's in the car with like his son, and they get pulled over by the cops, and his son takes out his phone to record it, and the cop pretty much shoots him for taking out his phone and recording.
That one, yeah.
And then And then they go, and then I'm guessing from what I saw from the trailer, it's pretty much him and like some other people take over a police station, and they hold the policeman hostage.
Yep.
Which I don't get how that's even. I don't know. This obviously is a fictional movie. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm guessing it is, but it's done by Spike Lee. Basically, Nate Parker was accused of his last rollout for his last movie a couple years ago. I forgot what it was called, but it was one of those well-known movies. But he was called out for some of his past allegations of I think sexual assault, rape, and all that other stuff. Not all that other stuff, but it's like sexual assault or rape, something like that. Okay. Like in that region, right? But it was like he was either proven not guilty or was thrown out. But it's like years before his last movie, like before 2017, when he caught all that backlash with his last rollout for his movie, right? So now this is coming back because he's now back on the big screen with a big name movie. And now, people are bringing that one up. People are bringing back up his former allegations. So people are saying, "Oh, we're not going to support, yeah." Like right here, this dude says, "Whoever lets the dead black media and mainstream media talk them out of going to see Nate Parker's new film is not only weak-minded, but they're some damn followers." He's right. Because there's people on here, there's so many fucking tweets, but I haven't looked at these tweets today, but I was looking at them yesterday. And so many people are saying that, oh, you shouldn't go see this movie. No, he's this and he's that. And there's other people defending him saying like, hey, these allegations are no longer like this case was thrown out, or like he was proven not guilty or whatever, for whatever reason. Legally, it's over with. And he's not guilty. Legally, he's not guilty, regardless. But the people have spoken on Twitter. News One, for one, says Spike Lee is executive producer for American Skin, a new film by Nate Parker, who has become a polarizing figure following past rape allegations and his initial refusal to find any semblance of remorse. But then, that's not all, because I wasn't even. I was, to me, that's neither here nor there. He's an actor. Let the man act. Legally, nothing. He's not going through anything legally right now anymore.
Right.
He's scot-free, and he's just trying to make a career, trying to create a legacy or whatever. Right. Good on him. However, people were not satisfied with just bashing him on Twitter. They want to go after his wife, bro. And that's where I kind of had to chime in.
Yep. So
this guy, he tweets out, he says, Nate Parker seemed like a cool guy. He can't even fucking grammar, man. I'm pretty sure he meant seemed like, but Nate Parker seemed like a cool guy and been making quote unquote black movies, but he is married to a Neanderthal. So yeah, like hard to trust them type of niggas. So, Half-Ass Pod had to chime in, and I said, just so you know, your opinion is extremely invalid after reading that tweet. Have a good day. So let me see if I can pull up on Google. I'm sure you can pull up Google images, right, on YouTube and not get
I'm pretty sure.
Not get fucked.
Yeah.
But let me take you. I'm under the Comrades.
Bro, you Googling Google, I'm dead.
There we go. So now they're coming after Nate Parker's white wife. Just what we talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them coming after black men for whatever and whoever. And they don't even need a reason why, apparently.
Mm-mm.
This is Nate Parker's wife. I don't know why I clicked on the fucking link. Sorry. But hopefully you all can see the picture. But yeah, this is Nate Robinson's wife.
Nate Parker.
Yeah. Did I say Robinson? I said Robinson.
Yeah, you did.
Two different Nates.
Too many damn Nates.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to Big Nate.
Shout out Nate. But yeah, this is Nate Parker's wife. And this dude decided to be the scum of the earth and mention his wife. How is this fair at all? I want to know, Jaron. How is this fair at all? What possesses someone to then say, oh, you're married to a white woman, you're married to a Neanderthal. I haven't heard that term in years, by the way. You're married to a Neanderthal. How can he be trusted? What? Jan, what are your thoughts on this, man?
You know, this goes deep. This goes quite literally centuries deep. This whole issue of, in particular, black people dating, marrying to, procreating with white people. Or even more in particular, black men and white women. Even less particular, but still equally as offensive to the black community, black women and white men.
I would disagree.
I would not disagree. At least from a fairly prominent, but because they have a whole term for them called swirlers. So like if you're a black man dating a
There's
white
many
woman,
terms for them.
If you're a black man dating a white woman, you're not called a swirler. But if you're a black woman dating a white man, you're called a swirler by the black community. If you're a black man dating a white woman, you're called a coon and a sellout and a buck dancer and everything else. A traitor. You know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of shit. The reason that people like this dude, BB, say
whatever the fuck,
make dumbass comments, make dumbass comments like this and say things like this is because there's this notion, and there's this, I guess it's a sense of superiority in the black community because, again, technically, if you want to even look through science, I think we are some of the oldest forms of people. Like the first, of this form of human. I guess technically we were. I guess if you look at like ancient Egypt and shit, they're all darker skin, right? So because of that, it makes people, and it's a whole lot. There is that, and it gives the black, I guess, black people who think that way. I guess it gives them a sense of superiority over white people because there's a notion that everything is stolen from black people, all the technology, all the science, all the knowledge, everything. That's a common theme. Whether it's true or not, I'll leave it up for you to decide, research, and debate, and talk amongst yourselves about. But the issue with also marrying and procreating interracially, but specifically, black men, white women, is people get afraid that there's going to be some sort of like new race of people coming out of these interracial, procreations. They're saying that everybody's going to be this shade of, what I'm saying, this light shade of tan or whatever. Like there's people on the white side that I've heard openly say that they are worried about their race going extinct because of interracial date, like the rise in interracial dating and like the promotion of it, which I do find very odd because it wasn't very long ago that when, it wasn't but 10 or 12 years ago when niggas was going out to movies with white chicks that we weren't getting every single look and hard stare and everything. Like this whole, look, we grew up liking who we like, man. That was it. That's just what it was. We both got stories for days and not even really get into our fucking dating lives like that. But look, ain't no prejudice over here.
No.
No.
I spit game in a lot of black chicks growing up.
A lot.
Most of them didn't pay no mind. And I'm not saying that's an excuse not to, holler at them anymore. But man, like we like you said, like we spit game at them all kinds of women.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like I mean, granted, niggas still got looks and stuff like that, but not nearly as much as you would in this day and age, which is crazy.
Right.
Crazy to think that like we're years ahead, but so far behind.
Yeah, it's like because it's being promoted now, and then like there's all these undertones of interracial dating and shit in movies and commercials and everything, and it's just something else for people to get upset about, right? Because they know how people feel about this, how a majority of people feel about this shit who don't do it.
Yeah.
So he's just the product of that. Really, that's what this guy is. But to then say that because Nate Parker married who he married, that makes his the message he's trying to portray invalid is complete and utter
And
bullshit.
untrustworthy.
So it's the same shit as these actors not being autistic but playing autistic roles and shit. It's the same shit. Oh, he's black and made a movie about the mistreatment of black people, especially black men. God forbid. And then, what happens? A black man comes out and says, I can't trust him because he's married to a white woman.
And this goes back to the conversation we had maybe a year or so ago about that when fucking, and I love Charlemagne, but when Charlemagne came out on the Breakfast Club with a few guests in the past few years and pressed them on being in relationships with white women and saying you can't get in touch with you can't be truly in touch with your black self unless you're with a black woman. That is 100% false. 100% false. And I want to make that crystal clear. People can help you find who you are and can help you learn who you are, but no one person defines who you are. No one can really define whether you're trustworthy or not. Whoever I end up with, or if I even end up with anyone, but you know what I mean? Like if I were to marry someone, that does not define everything that I am.
Exactly.
It might define some parts, but it does not define. I can still be in touch with myself and who I truly am as a black man. Hell, as a man, period. First of all, and then obviously as a black man, that does not define me.
Not at all.
Only I can be in touch with who I am. There's different ways of me finding that, but to completely dismiss Nate Parker as a person, as an actor, and as someone trying to get, whether I agree with his message or not, whatever, but at least the message of the movie, whether I agree with that or not, whatever, because I haven't seen it, but I've only seen the trailer. But it doesn't matter. It's a movie. He's an actor. And then you want to get on here on your platform to the entire world and say, oh, we got to dismiss the fact that this dude's, trying to, spread the message or spread his own message of Black America because he's married to a white woman.
Yep.
And again, I think that this is not something that we really need right now, in this time of our lives.
Not at all.
Yeah. Again, like,
and you know what's even crazier about that is like, even if we're going to play in this, like again, if we're going to play in this racism sandbox, let's just say that this movie and Nate Parker's in is as it is perceived. Yes, black men are disproportionately targeted because of racism, not because of other things which we know, which we talk about. Let's just say that it is because of white supremacy and racism. Let's just say he's making the movie to shine light on the issue, and you're downplaying somebody trying to actually solve the problem by creating a reason to not have the problem be solved.
Yep.
Oh, he don't. His it's invalid. He's got a white wife. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
But you're not mad at all these white people going out here and protesting for BLM. You ain't mad at that. But you mad at him. You a black man are mad at, not you, but you know what I'm saying. BB, a black man, mad at another black man for who he's decided to share his life with and lay in bed with. You see the problem here? You see why we don't get anywhere? And you see why we'll probably never get anywhere?
Yeah, you're mad at that, but you ain't mad at this. We're not saying we're not going to go see a Zendaya movie because she's engaged to a white dude. We're not doing that, are we? We're not watching what's her name? Tamara Mowry?
Hell, yeah. Tamara Mowry, Serena Williams. Are we mad at them? Are they getting canceled?
Are we saying don't go see their movies? Are we saying that she's untrustworthy? Are we saying that?
Go ahead, look up Serena Williams too while you at it. Let's throw examples. Let's keep doing some more examples. Are we not going to consider her the greatest women's tennis player of all time, or one of the greatest tennis players period of all time?
Are we discrediting her as a person of influence?
This is what we're doing.
Please tell me.
But one actor has a white wife, and his whole, arguably probably his most emotional body of work he's ever done, just judging by the trailer, because I do remember the trailer. I remember seeing it a while ago. That's totally discredited because he's got a white wife. But we're not. But are we going to discredit, like you said? Are we going to discredit these people? No, because he's a black man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is.
That's the problem here,
folks. I wish I didn't have to say dumb shit like that, because it's really dumb shit. I hate saying dumb shit like that. It just sounds dumb coming out of my fucking mouth, but it's the truth.
That's the way that, yeah. Like I said, we'll never get ahead. We'll never have real, actual change that we claim that we want, and by we I mean society, that we claim that we want. Because we all want change in our own ways, but in different ways that we would like change. But the hypocrisy,
right?
I've been talking about hypocrisy with just society in general for the past week, and it's already, every time I talk about it, it's a fucking headache. Because again, we're to the point where these past 8 years we've been crying for people's heads and entertainment, and then it happens. But then what happens after it? After they get canceled, what after? Where do we go from here? Now we're to the point where we've canceled. We've already got the canceling of people down. Now we need to come up with reasons why we're canceling other people that have done nothing.
Exactly.
Legally have done nothing. To me, it's sickening. Exactly. It this year it started with the Kobe thing. Kobe died. What happened right after that? The episode we just uploaded, the episode that I just uploaded from the archive. We had a conversation about Gail. I'm about to say Gail Kim. Gail King, her old ass, another black woman, breaking down in this instance, a dead black man, talking about his past 15, 16 years later.
Yep. After
death.
He was again legally, the case, I think the case got threw out legally. In his case, like, come on. How many examples do we have to give you people? And look, and the crazy thing about all of it is, it's fucking mind control. All of it. All of it.
But here's the problem is, because I want to go back on what you said, Jaron. You said, at the end of the day, as humans, there's still a part of us that is human, that we still have that factor where we can think for ourselves. You said that, right?
I said, if you're not too far gone, if you're still a human, then that part will eventually. Because
I asked you this last week, and I want to ask you this again this week to see if your mind's changed, or if at least your opinion or your viewpoint has changed. Do you still consider us as humans? Society, obviously, but like the majority. Do you consider us humans? After all the brainwashing that's been done, all the brainwashing that's continued to be done, and all the brainwashing that you and I both know that is coming, which is the even scarier part. What is this? And I want to ask you, Jaron, are we still human to you? Is society still human?
You know, I'm gonna have to say, as much as I want to say yes, I'm gonna have to say no. Majority, no. I think those that are still what we're calling human, aka having, you know, basically not just hating people, period, for any reason whatsoever, as long as they're not fucking you up directly. Yeah, no, we're done. We're the majority of people are, I would say, are not in touch with what it is to be a human. I would say definitely not.
That's what I was kind of like. Again, I was kind of leading you there, but I didn't. Obviously, you've thought about it a little bit more, because it's like when you mentioned it. Remember last live episode, we talked about this, right? And I asked you that. I said, "Is there part of us that's human?" You're like, "Yeah, there still is, because we can still think for ourselves and blah blah blah." But I'm like,
definitely, we still have
dude,
the power.
So much stuff has happened to where if we were still human, at least some of it, and I'm not saying all the stuff, but at least some of this stuff would not be happening. Some of this stuff, we would know. We would know that, okay, there's a human side to us, that we've actually come in contact with our human selves. But everyone is so like into their phones. It's just screen. Then when it comes and people aren't, we don't know the real impact of what happens to what we put into these screens until it's too late. But we don't care when it's too late. We don't care that so-and-so got fired from their job. We don't care that so-and-so, there's plenty of people to be canceled that should be canceled. And we're not doing that. We're canceling people that are minding their own damn business, honing into their craft. And as soon as they reach the height, we get rid of them. As soon as they reach to the height, we try and cut their head off of their career. Yeah. And some people want to do it physically. Like it's crazy out here, bro. And people we do not know the impact of the shit that we do on Twitter, on social media, period. We don't know the impact of what we do when we cry and say, "Oh, this person, we don't want this person to play in this movie because, in 1994, I don't know, they punched an old lady or something, right? Mm-hmm. Allegedly. The case was thrown out, but. And it's like, dude, there's no buts. If legally and by law, you have nothing over your head, you're clear. And let me tell you something. I've been pretty damn close to being in legal trouble a lot of times in my lifetime, to where I once I have that feeling of like when it's over and I'm like, okay, I didn't get charged, or okay, I didn't get, whatever. And it's like, oh, thank God. That feeling, let me tell you something. That feeling is like none other. It hasn't happened many a times to me personally, but it's happened. It's happened a few. And I'm like, oh, I don't have to worry about it anymore. But with these celebrities, it's a whole different game, bro. Because they get that feeling when they walk out of the courtroom. It's like, oh, I don't have to deal with that anymore. But you were foolish, my friend, if you feel like if it seems like you don't have to deal with anything anymore, unless you're the victim,
quote unquote.
Again, we're fucked. The human side of us are fucked.
Yep, and then as soon as you get your, as soon as Warp Speed comes out, as soon as you get your fucking, Great Reset badge of honor, aka your chip, you'll really not be a human. I mean, you really be human. Anyway, shout out to RevX Content as always. Said gang as your gang fan. congrats to both of you on your channels growing. I'm always working when you guys go live, so I'm catching you guys at the end on break. Keep grinding. You guys have. I feel you. Keep grinding. You guys have what it takes. Hey, bro, that's all love, man.
Shout out Red content, man.
Yeah, and if y'all ain't been to his fucking channel, go over to his fucking channel if you want to laugh your ass off. Maybe learn you something.
5,000 plus subscribers too, man.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to you, Ravens content. Yeah, I know. I had a feeling we always end up casting when you're working or something, bro. But
hey, if you're still in here, man, hey, at some point, man, in the future, bro, sometime soon, you got to come in here on one of these live joints, man, and chop it up with us for real, man.
Yeah, man. We chopped it up on. We've all chopped it up on Hap.
On Hap, yeah.
But not on Comrades. So we get you on Comrades, bro, for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Pick your brain a little bit, bro.
For sure. Shout out to Ravens content, man. Go check him out if y'all haven't. Appreciate the kind words, bro.
And let me tell you something, man. He's a dude. This dude's he's a supporter, man. He's
100%.
Yeah. He's a real one. He's a real
100%.
one,
man. 100%, bro. What was I getting ready to say?
Speaking of brainwashing,
right? Oh boy, we call it wrap this up with a nice little bow on top, a nice little Kafifi virus bow on top. So we have an article here. So 2 doctors, including former Pfizer top executive, issues a stay motion to the EU Medicine Agency warning that vaccines could cause permanent infertility. Former Pfizer head of respiratory research, Dr. Michael Yeadon, and the former head of the Public Health Department, Dr. Wolfgang Wadarg, have basically filed a petition for a stay of action, asking the European Medicine Agency to suspend phase 3 of the clinical trials for the Pfizer vaccine and all other clinical trials. They cite significant safety concerns and request all trials are halted until specific criteria outlined in their stay action is met. Wait, where did I leave off at? Oh, geez. Yeah. So Yeadon and Wadarg claim that it's not only possible the vaccine could provoke serious unwanted antibody and immune reactions, but it must be absolutely ruled out that the vaccine would not render women infertile by disrupting their placentas should they become pregnant. The grounds of the statement further states, in quote, without the requested stay, the petitioner and many EU residents/citizens will suffer irreparable harm. The request is not frivolous and is being pursued in good faith. And 3, the request demonstrates sound public policy. And 4, the public interest favors a granting stay. Now, let me tell you, this just came out December the 7th. So this is not anything old. The Pfizer vaccine is already being given to people in Great Britain right now. We just had a fucking Twitter link up and on the side. It said that the Pfizer vaccine was just approved for the United States to be rushed through. They're trying to petition for a stay order to say stop because it's going to make women infertile. Has anybody listened? Let's keep reading. Further, it goes on to warn about the potential of the vaccine preventing the formation of a placenta, which would result in vaccinated women essentially becoming infertile. Jeez Louise, bro. Here's more context. Quote, several vaccine candidates are expected to induce the formation of humoral antibodies against spike proteins of SARS-CoV-2, synthesin 1, so which is basically it's just the scientific name for COVID. They basically say so against the backdrop of endogenous retroviruses, which is derived from a human endogenous retrovirus and is responsible for development of a placenta in mammals and humans and is therefore an essential prerequisite for a successful pregnancy. It is also found in homologous form in the spike proteins of SARS viruses. So it says there's no indication whether antibodies against spike proteins of SARS viruses would also act like anti-synthin 1 antibodies. However, if this were to be the case, this would also then prevent the formation of a placenta, which would result in vaccinated women basically being infertile. Say, to my knowledge, Pfizer and BioNTech has yet to release any samples of written materials provided to patients, so it is unclear what, if any, information regarding potential fertility-specific risks caused by antibodies is included. So basically, Pfizer said, "Look, we ain't put up shit for this. Go figure. They haven't thought about it." Gosh, man, like, and basically, considering the serious possible side effects of COVID, of the shit, I already said, oh well, of the Itis vaccines, it is critically important. It is critically important that it is determined that they are safe before the public is widely expected to be and coerced to be vaccinated. And it says, since the CDC and other agencies in other countries are moving towards sweeping new vaccine requirements, it would be grossly negligent to mandate these on the unsuspecting public without ensuring that these vaccines are not worse than the virus itself. Shout out to Sarah Westall for the article.
And what happened in New York?
Shall we pull up that link?
I don't have.
You don't have it. Look, I'll tell you, motherfuckers, what happened. New York just mandated vaccines for the entire state
without going through the third-party system.
Without going through the third-party system,
which by the way, surprisingly, the governor wanted to have his own team. Which again, I don't think it would have done anything. But the fact that the governor came out and what is it, Cuomo, whatever his name was, he came out and said that, look, I want my own team to review these vaccines before we put it out to the public. What did Dr. Fucky say himself? He said, no. They literally came to him and said, let's review. Let me have my team. Again, I don't know how credible his team. I mean, yeah, he's the governor of New York, but again, you don't know how credible these teams are. But we know when it comes from the powers, as Jaron, as you like to say, the powers that should not be.
Yeah.
When it comes from them, they don't care. They're going to give you. You're going to come to them and you're going to say, "Hey, can we have these reviewed?" They're going to do this. No.
No.
Because they Trump already slowed down their process. Believe it or not, Trump is the reason for Operation Warp Speed.
He is.
That's why it's Warp Speed, because he slowed the process down. Now they have to make up for lost times. And unfortunately, we are the butt of the joke. Us as the people, we can be divided all we want, but like I say all the time, between climate change, between creating robots, between rotting our brains, between starting a civil war, all this bullshit. Here comes another one. Yeah. Let's stop population. Let's stop reproduction. Let's stop repopulation. Let's make sure the women that take this, it'll destroy their reproductive system. That's what I got from this.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to talk about the actual COVID test too much, because I kind of had a little. I was about to go into a rant before we started recording about the test, but
yeah.
This is done on purpose, man. This is purposeful.
100%.
It's being forced upon us. Like I said, I was watching someone explain and go through the actual statistics too, and this guy's an entertainment guy. He's not even like a medical guy. Like, he's not even remotely a medical guy. But he looked up the stats and went over the stats and stuff like that. And he said, "Look, if we want to be realistic, you know, all you have to do is." And again, I'm still against it, you know, this whole like mass vaccination bullshit. But again, he said, you know, all you have to do is vaccinate 2 million people and see what that does. He said, because statistically speaking, if you vaccinate the 2 million people, it will keep them from being spreaders. Mm-hmm. Because apparently from this vaccine, it keeps people from being spreaders. Like your reproductive system, like we explained last time, Jaron, and like we explained a few times, right? where it kind of builds its own COVID gene and COVID cells, and then it goes back to normal.
No, it doesn't go back to normal. Your immune system, it basically triggers your immune system to act upon it. So your immune system attacks it and then builds a tolerance. Yeah.
Like basically, it kind of teaches your body to live with it, right?
Right, but your body that's the fucked up part is
your body creates it.
We're modifying our DNA to create COVID within our body so that our body can attack it. That's basically what it's doing.
Yeah, and he's saying, like, with these vaccines, all you got to do is, vaccinate 2 million people, and you'll see that the spread will go down significantly. Like he did, like, the whole numbers, like the population of America. If you just vaccinate like 2 million people, and like the 300 and whatever the fuck million people that we have,
30 mil,
so,
30 mil.
Yeah, something like that. So, like, and again, I don't know that to be factual, but I mean, he had a pretty good point. I gotta say, it was a pretty interesting point. Again, I don't know if that's right or anything like that, because I'm not a science person, but it was a pretty interesting argument and pretty interesting point. I need to go back and find that video so I can make a video about it or something like that, or at least put the link in here or something. But again, we're getting hit from every single angle to not be on this earth, bro. And again, at first it was scary, but now it's like, look, man, we're going to have no other choice, man. I think if there's any fucked up part about this, not the fact they're trying to implement this on the people or whatever, it's the fact that it's eventually, you're going to have it. And I know we go on about this every single episode, but we just keep getting more and more proof that of not to take it. What sounds enticing about something called warp speed? It's going to be that they're trying to inject
Operation Warp Speed to inject something. Yeah,
warp speed. On top of that, the word operation is in it. I don't even go to the doctor, bro. I don't ever go to the doctor because I hate going to the doctor. And I also have some beliefs about the healthcare system, especially here in America, about things that they do to your bodies that they claim that they don't do, and then that's how things happen to your body, and that's how diseases happen, and all the other bullshit. But again, that's neither here nor there in terms of this topic. But now they're coming out and they're saying, and it's not even the people that are with it. We're talking about scientists are coming out here and saying, look, we're looking at the studies. We see that it's fucking up the reproduction system for women. And yet this very same thing is about to be implemented on Americans.
Or already is.
I hate to sound like a broken record, man, but we're doomed. And we already knew it. We knew this for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, we've known this for so long that it scared Adam away.
Yeah, basically.
Because this is some real scary shit if you're not ready for this shit, man.
That's true.
And at the same time, none of us are really going to be able to do anything about this. And you want to know why? Because of the mask. Look at how easily everybody put a mask on. Look at how easily everybody ran inside the house and stayed there.
Yep.
Yeah. This is it, folks. This is what everyone's been planning for, right? This is what everyone's been brainwashed into wanting, right?
Absolutely.
And that the last quote unquote man in charge didn't give us.
Right. Well, we got our wish. You wanted a vaccine ASAP? Look, we can't even figure out how to conquer the flu. And we're gonna come out with a COVID, a Kafifi vaccine in 10 months, 12 months. Okay, I got it. By the way, it might make you infertile. You might get Bell's palsy. You might get flu-like symptoms. You might have a stroke.
Oh, just the usual.
Just the usual. And also you have to take 2 doses of the vaccine. One
Ain't that a bitch?
One and then another one exactly 4 weeks later to the day. So answer me that. And if we're on the topic of population control, we could add this to the laundry list of population control methods, like one being abortion being used as birth control, essentially. 430,000 plus a year. Just in the black community. You could add the Georgia Guidestones saying that the population needs to be reduced to 500 million people, which came out of nowhere, by the way. You got this vaccine here that's saying it's going to make women infertile. You've got the soy in the food linked to weakening men's prostates and therefore rendering them damn near infertile in some cases. There's a lot of stuff. Like our bodies and shit are getting attacked by so many fucking angles. The weather, the food, the radiation, our own perceptions of ourselves. Like everybody's dehydrated and constipated. So how do you expect to shake off any virus if you can't even shake off your food or anything else, and you can't even hydrate your body? Like, there's so many problems with people from so many different angles, and this vaccine is just going to add to that. I guarantee you. And the one thing that's crazy is we'll never know the actual numbers. We'll never know the actual number. We'll never know how many people actually have COVID, how many people actually who were vaccinated from it either like stopped some sort of spread of it. Like you can set up all the tracing apps and all the tracing and tracking bullshit you want, but they'll never tell us the actual numbers, is what I'm saying. It's like we will never actually know, but
I'm starting to think that 5G shit plays a big part in this.
Oh, a huge part. That's a huge part. They keep telling you it will. They keep giving you examples of how it can tie in. We know we already went over what the 5G radiation does to what? Your RNA. Then what does this vaccine do? Modifies your RNA. What does 4G already do? Still metastasizes cells in your body, causes cancer. Then you've got the vaccines. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man. Like,
yeah, and
it. Oh gosh, man.
T-Mobile just came out and said, like, look, fam, we're about to hit 5G on all your fucking neighborhoods. T-Mobile. We're talking about the company that was a very small company 10 years ago.
Bro, we're gonna there. And the thing about 5G, it's a shotgun blast of basically radio waves. It's a shotgun blast. You have to have so many poles lined up beside each other to get for 5G to even work. So we're going to be seeing a lot more 5G towers a lot more frequently and be that much more engulfed in radio waves than we already are. But because you got to think, you've got Wi-Fi, you've got your cellular, you've got your radio frequencies, you've got laser frequencies that talk to we've got all these frequencies hitting our bodies all at once, and our bodies are just electric antennas, right? So at some point, if you understand how the body works and you understand the science of radiation and the science of frequencies and waves and sound waves and all kinds of, it all affects our body in some way. It all does. And the people who don't have that understanding are the ones that are sitting there and saying, "Oh, well, they're saying 5G is gonna cause cancer." What doesn't? I mean, true, what doesn't? But the thing is, you're fucking brainwashed if you can't see any correlation in that whatsoever. There's scientific studies that come out and it said there's been multiple states who have questioned the safety of 5G. We did a fucking we did a cast on one of them.
Oh,
no,
but your
you're
internet's
no,
gonna be faster, bro.
your internet's going faster. Oh, and one other thing that 5G is going to tap into, that motherfucking Great Reset chip that you're going to get. Because how else you going to be connected other than 5G, right? It's going to get shot from satellite. Well, they can't get shot from satellites, but it's going to get the poles are going to be there. It's going to send its data through whatever, and it's going to be broadcast through satellites across the world via the Internet of Things.
And take this with a grain of salt. But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was an article that I read a few days ago about how Space Force X that's what's called Space Force X, right? Or just Space Force? I don't know why I put X in there. It might be X.
Trump Space Force?
The Space Force is apparently an engager and an enforcer of the 5G lifestyle. So apparently there are satellites. They put up the Space Force pretty much, they had a mission where they put a satellite. They had a failed satellite in space for 5G. But they lost it. How did the U.S. lose a satellite in space? Well, I mean, I guess because it's in space, obviously, but I don't know. But yeah, if I can find an article, I'm sorry to the viewers, and to anybody that watches this later on, the two things that I brought up, two interesting things that I brought up, I don't have the articles for, but try and look that up. There was an article about how Space Force does play a part into putting satellites in space for 5G to help enhance 5G.
Yeah, and didn't Trump start a space force or like
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did the rollout for it. I don't know if he technically started,
Right.
but he did the rollout for it. Yeah.
Right.
There's actually I think there's like a show about it on Netflix.
Oh, probably. There's something with that too that's interesting, especially when you put in effect the video we put the other day about the ex-Israeli what was he? He wasn't a general or something. I can't remember what he was, but
About
like,
the aliens.
Yeah, he was head of something, basically saying like, yeah, aliens are here. We just ain't telling y'all yet. Like straight up, y'all aren't ready. Said humans aren't ready for that. When you have anybody Israeli telling you that aliens are here, that means aliens been here for a long time. I'm sorry to say. Actually, I'm not sorry to say. It's the truth. Because
it had to come from something. The thought of aliens and how relevant and how many people actually claim that they have facts about aliens. There has to be.
That was probably one of the more
credible sources.
Credible, yeah, definitely. But that's what I'm saying. What is 2020 is revealing everything to everybody. Is revealing everyone to themselves. It's revealing all the bullshit in the world. And at the same time, it's brainwashing more people than ever not to see it. It's the craziest shit I have ever seen in my life.
Well, so many people claim that they know who they are, but then when shit hits the fan, that they go where everyone else goes. And it's just like, I could see if everyone else was doing something that even had somewhat logic behind, but it doesn't. You know, the majority of people just run to run. They just run somewhere just to be somewhere. And that's what the lockdown did. That's what the pandemic did. That's what, all of this shit did is everyone feels like their voice needs to be heard. And it's kind of ironic because we're here on a podcast,
Right.
Stating our opinion, but
for sure.
I mean, dude, people now more than ever are following not even a leader. It is followers following followers. That makes sense.
yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. And it's like no one has a real idea. No one has a real logical explanation for, I'm not even saying for their actions, just for the things that they want to stand for. And it's just like, I respect when people want to stand for a cause. I respect when people want to stand for, this or that. But it's just like, have a logical reason behind it. Don't just support it because you don't know what you're supporting. And at the end of the day, you could be supporting I wouldn't even say could be. You are supporting the very thing that's going to destroy you.
Yep.
And again, man, like I'm taking all this shit from entertainment that that I want to say they brainwashed a little bit. Some of you are brainwashed, but the entertainment that they gave to us.
Oh yeah.
I'm just spitting what the facts that they gave us.
Yeah.
It's like Big Brother corrupt government. If they were really smart, they wouldn't have given us the ammo. They gave us the ammo. Now, granted, they still have the gun, but they gave us the ammo. So right now it's either it's not even sink or swim. It's not sink or swim at this point yet. But right now it's pick a side, and not even that, because as Americans, there's no side for us to pick. They're making us all on the same side, and it's the side of being brainwashed. And if you're not brainwashed, they're going to throw you in a hole. They're going to put you in a hole and lock you away and throw away the keys. They already said, if you don't take this vaccine, well, fuck, I said the word. But wait, can you say vaccine? Can you say that word? Anyways, can you say it?
Maybe.
No? Yes? No? I don't know. Okay.
The
Anyways,
jab?
if I'm not saying jab. If you take the stick, right? If you take it, good on you. You're an American and you support the people and you're being safe while you're throwing up at 3:00 a.m. And you have to be at work in 2 hours. But I digress. But if you don't, like you said before, Jaron, yeah, I think you were the one to break the news here on Comrades about what happens if you don't take it. Now we can make assumptions of, okay, you have no job if you don't take it. You can't get in restaurants, blah, 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 whatever. People can still find a way to get around, especially retired people that are quote unquote woke, or people that don't really need to live the lifestyles that we live, because it's for some people it's just home. They just chill at home.
Sure.
However, the people that don't take it, they're going to put them in a remote area. That's what you said, right? Is that if you don't take it, they're going to put you in a remote area, and quote unquote, you're still going to get it anyways eventually.
Well, no, but you're talking about the quarantine zones.
No, or remember you said that if they don't take the vaccine, that you're reading something that if they don't take the vaccines, they're gonna put you in like some like hold away camp somewhere. And remember we kind of compared it to, I kind of compared it to kind of like concentration camps, but not really concentration camps.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's a touchy, to me it's not touchy obviously, but like that's a thin line to touch, so I won't really get into the whole Holocaust thing, but kind of like concentration camps where it's like, okay, all right, you don't want to be safe, you don't want to keep other Americans safe, okay, we're gonna take you into the middle of Nebraska and you're gonna sit there until you take the shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they can make us do the shit that we had to do in the military so easily under contract, what do you think they're going to be able to do to society? Because you got the brave men and women of America that are first in line to take these vaccines. You're going to have the brave women, men and women of what is it? Politics.
Oh yeah.
Be first in line to take it. You're gonna have these celebrities. Yeah. Oh, you damn sure you're gonna have these celebrities be the face of some of these vaccines.
Of course. I mean, look at who already come out: Obama, Clinton, Bush.
Hi, my name is Will Smith, and I'm here to tell you all that these vaccines are 100% safe, and I'm gonna go bungee jumping, and I'm gonna be able to walk around with no mask on. Okay, Will. 1 week later, Will Smith has died. It's a very tragic day for us. Yeah, it's going to be some shit like that. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. We're going to see these side effects at the absolute worst. Or they'll just hide them. Because that's what Big Brother America does, right? When things go wrong, when you have a big rollout, you throw it under the rug, no matter how many people you kill. No matter how many lives you destroy. Again, maybe it's tinfoil hat. Maybe I'm getting too carried away. I don't know, but maybe
No,
not.
not at all. Not at all. I'm look. We're at this. I think we're at the. You know how I think it was maybe a few casts ago. I don't know, maybe 10 or so ago. I don't know. It was a while ago, probably.
I said maybe 10.
Where we were talking about at what kind of point this is in history, and we were saying that it was definitely one of the most pivotal points in our lifetime. I would argue that it's one of the most pivotal points in humanity's lifetime, because we're on the brink of going against nature in all of the fundamental ways that we were based off of and created off of by whatever you subscribe to, right? We're chipping ourselves, we're vaccinating ourselves, we're making ourselves infertile voluntarily, or have the potential to, at least. We're, accepting of bionics and accepting of implants and okay with the ideas of changing our biology, if you know what I mean, for whatever reason. We are going against the very thing that created us, and it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. This I've from the research that I've done. Now, granted, I'm no fucking PhD scholar always in a book, right? But I've been researching for a long time. From the research I've done, something straying away from nature at this drastic of a way, at this drastic of a level, I don't think that I've seen has ever been done before. From any civilization that I've researched in the past, it was always like greed, or a conquer gone wrong, or a psychopathic dictator, or whatever, or some sort of other lighter form of going against nature, like communism or something like that always really kind of just ruined people and things. But like we're literally, like we said earlier in this cast, we're literally losing what it is to be human. We are no longer going to be what one would consider a human being in its purest form. We've got a generation or two left, and that's it.
Literally.
If that. If we keep on this path.
I think I need to do more research in terms of, I know I say this every episode, I need to do more research on this topic and that topic, but I do need to do more research on this whole world dominant, these world groups, these big world groups, because
we'll have to do an episode on that.
Because we mentioned time and time again that over time it's been one person that's been trying to quote unquote have world domination. It's been kings, and it's been some of these quote unquote leaders that are quote unquote dictate, or not even quote unquote they are dictators.
They are, yeah.
And you have people that have been trying to control the world by controlling countries, and then we've seen a couple people almost control whole continents. So at this point in humanity, I think maybe a while ago, and I don't know what a while would be, maybe 100 years ago, maybe longer than that, or maybe shorter than that.
Yeah.
That it went from one person to now these groups of people, because they realized not one person can't take over the world. One person can't control all these narratives. They can control a lot, but not as much as one whole group can. And if you get a whole group of 10 people or 12 people from all over the world that think the same way and have all the money in the world to do whatever and be the puppeteers for the world, Oh yes, you best believe all this shit makes sense. So yeah, I need to do my part and do more research of these world groups because, but I need to do like legitimate. I don't want to go through theories and shit. I need to do some like legit, concrete facts and evidence of these world groups and these powers that should not be because. And again, part of me does not want to know because I feel like I won't be able to come back from the things that I learned, but I don't know, man.
You'll be surprised what you find. Or actually, you might not, honestly. But it'll just be like, damn, that makes sense. Damn, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I keep getting I keep telling myself, it doesn't surprise me, but man, I keep getting shocked though. That makes sense. It's just like, wow, this is
Yeah.
this really is happening, and I kind of had that revelation. I kind of had to sit and think to myself, like, wow, this shit after June, like once like June, July hit, and I was like, wow, we are really that stupid as a society. Like, we really are just running blindfolded to any and every fucking issue
Yeah.
without even having any evidence or any kind of real opinion or outlook on it. Like it's fascinating in a negative way, by the way. Might I add?
Right. Oh, for
So,
sure.
yeah, I guess we'll just see what happens next.
Hey, that's what we'll see. Hopefully, we don't predict the future again. We tend to do that quite often. Um, but
Yeah.
man, you got it. Any final words, man, on the jet on the not the jet. I keep wanting to say the fucking jet, the stick, or the itis, or any other code word we got to fucking use. The selection.
Nope.
Man, I think we pretty much killed it, man. Look, shout out to everybody who's listened. Shout out to Creed Link. Shout out to RevX Content. Shout out to the listeners at home. If you haven't liked the video, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We got more shit coming. We got an interview with an up and coming hip hop artist. We're doing tomorrow, Austin Fox. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. We still got part 2 of the upload review to finish. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for some more shit that's coming. Be on the lookout for about shit. I think Corn's got a good 3 or 4 videos cooked up for Hap in the coming days. So go ahead and reel them off what to look out for Hap for the next few days, bro.
So for Hat for the next few days, look out for some videos I'm gonna have on the input about or my viewpoint on some of the things that happened, some of the announcements that we got for from the Disney Investors Day event that we got today. I'm gonna be uploading a few videos the next few days. Saturday night, catch us live, 8:00 p.m. Eastern time on Half-Ass Podcast. We're gonna have ourselves. I'm still trying to come up with a name for the show, but for right now, it's just a half episode. So we're gonna be talking about the stuff that went on today for the Disney Live event and stuff like that, and stuff we're looking forward to. More movie news, stuff about theaters, or theaters ever going to open, and all this other stuff. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack for Saturday night. So make sure you guys Make sure you guys check out Half-Ass Pod on YouTube. Like, subscribe. But first and foremost, make sure you guys come over here, like, subscribe here on Contemporary Comrades. I saw a couple people did that the past few days, so thank you. Thank you to all the supporters, all the subscribers, all the people that just come in and want to kick it with us. Shout out to the real ones too that be coming in randomly too. Like I want to go back and shout out Dole, shout out Elise, shout out RevX Content.
For sure.
Yeah, shout out Isom who came on as well, or Grizzly Adams, say
for sure.
But and shout out Austin Fox as well. We'll be doing our interview tomorrow. I don't know when we'll upload. I guess it'll be up on Saturday. But yeah, shout out to everyone who's ever supported this channel and supported this podcast. I feel like we still don't say that enough because again, without you guys, man, we just be two guys sitting here talking with no views. But you guys take the time out of your day to come. You guys take the time out of your day to come here and want to hear our viewpoints, whether you guys agree with us or not. I'm still waiting for somebody that disagrees with us to come in here because I really want that challenge. But
Right.
Not to fight or anything, but I really do. I want the people that cause these topics that we have and that support, the other side of these topics that we have. I really want somebody to come in here and so we can talk about this. But
Sure.
again, I know I'm always long-winded when it comes to shit, but again, check us out here on Contemporary Comrades, man. Keep supporting the channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and support, like, subscribe.
That's for sure. And with that, we're gonna jump out to a little bit more North Lane as we end this piece. It's the Comrades. Man, I'm telling you, this album, bro.
She's sick. She's sick.
I let that part run.